Hey y'all, and welcome to Politbrawl. My name is Brian, and Harris Faulkner doesn't just take on this panel of people who have been completely brainwashed, she reveals the truth to these guys, and maybe some good things will come of this. Let's dive in.
I think it should really be referred to as the Republicant Party, because all they talk about is what they can't do. They can't reopen the government. They can't find a way to feed poor people.
Wait a minute. You do understand that they gave a House passed, and you know one of the hardest places on the planet to get something passed is in the House, because there are so many more members, and many of them have races at different times, and I mean, it can get complicated there. They passed a continuing resolution, much like the Democrats have done, and Republicans have voted to support those resolutions north of a dozen times with Chuck Schumer at the helm of Democrats. But that's not what the Democrats are willing to do this time around.
But Republicans really, they control all three branches of government. They own the shutdown. There's no question about it. And as far as immigration goes, I have a friend who is in the process of legally becoming a U.S. citizen. Mm-hmm. He has filed the right paperwork. He has gone to all the appointments. He's done everything he has to do. He is so terrified of being picked up and thrown in detention by ICE that he is basically just going back to Brazil. Yeah. That is not where we should be. And this plays into the affordability crisis. This city and all cities and all parts of the American economy run on the kinds of typically cheaper labor that immigrants provide to us. The prices of everything go up when the labor prices go up. And we are removing a really important part of the pathway to becoming part of this country when we terrify communities of immigrants. We should be doing it.
What's so interesting about this gathering today, we have really, really diverse thought on this panel today. We're blessed with that. We've got some independents. We don't know which way you guys are going to go on which issue. But I want to make sure that we're sticking with the facts here. This is in Democrats' hands. And we don't have the ability to have the facts driven by our freedoms. I mean, by our feelings, forgive me, by our feelings. And so if Democrats step in and give this, they still have a little bit of time before that original document even runs out. I mean, you think people are hurting now. Let it go till Christmas. Like, it's time for them to step up. And if you want to see them be those adults in the room, maybe they could choose now.
But if they step up, then we lose health care. And that's a death dealing policy.
You're not going to lose health care. Health care was going up on its own.
For millions of people, we will.
So first and foremost, I do not think that that is a genuine argument, simply because their argument is that they want to pass a clean budget reconciliation bill. Mm-hmm. The last time that happened was in 2012. That's not a real thing that happens. This is a body that's designed for compromise. As someone who worked on the Hill, we have to be communicating. You don't just get to say, I passed this bill, and we're going to go into recess and never come back.
Let me ask you this.
Because we want to fight this argument.
So Democrats now have done what you've said. Okay? And they came to the table, they said, look, we want to talk about health care. And one of the sticking points in there are the millions of dollars that we know go to those illegal aliens. And look, Dan, you bring up that some of them are here and they're waiting for their paperwork. Well, how long have they been here?
That is
and
not
that's
true.
What the government. But let me ask you. So if that's part of the mix, and you know you've got Republicans to agree to get to that issue right away, why not open the government now and get the foot off the necks of people who are hungry? 42 million of them. Can you defend starving people out? And by the way, it'll take at least until Wednesday for the president to fund after they go through protocols. 72 more hours? Go ahead, defend that.
Okay, so first of all, the Affordable Care Act specifically does not provide funding to people who are not here and legally here for citizenship. It specifically says that in the actual law.
And you don't think that that's happening?
Okay.
And so the anecdotal
so wait. So if that's the case,
confirmations
then, right,
of that don't count.
If that's the case, right, then that's where the DOJ is supposed to bring charges against whoever is doing that. Now, on top of that, using this, because the government could, the president could have allocated funds to continue SNAP. There was money that has been put aside for this that he did.
Well, that's what he's talking about right now. And the earliest that I understand it can be paid is Wednesday.
He could have already done it. He deleted it from the website.
One point that I think is very...
Hold on 1 second. I want to get another voice.
So I just want to say, first of all, when we talk about health care, the subsidies were not originally a part of Obamacare. These are COVID-era subsidies that they put in place that were temporary. The Democrats made sure that it expired at this time. This was not the Republicans. Second of all, if you want to negotiate on those subsidies, you shouldn't be holding the U.S. citizens hostage. It's just that simple. It's wrong when Republicans do it. It's wrong when Democrats do it. And the fact that the Democrats have voted over 13 times to not open up the government, if they care about food, we shouldn't be talking about emergency funds. We should be having an open government.
Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you so much. Apparently, he was briefly in the New York Assembly. So thank you for your work. Thank you for understanding actual policy, which I think is very odd because the first two people that were talking through most of this panel, by the way, Harris Faulkner, told them the truth that they needed to hear. And they still couldn't accept it. They cannot accept the truth because in their world, their policy is so ironclad and so tight, there's no way to defraud it. And when it happens, it doesn't really exist. And if it does happen, well, use the Department of Justice to go after these people. The Department of Justice went after family members, went after parents, went after Catholics who said, hey, maybe abortion's kind of evil. After all, what is it? 28% of Gen Z has been aborted? Hey, y'all, what if I told you that most collagen products aren't just a waste of money? They could be loaded with toxins that lead to skin issues, heart problems, and even cognitive decline. Sounds scary, but it's true. See, collagen is the most abundant protein found in the body, and our natural supply runs lower as we age. That's why so many people are turning to collagen to help with joint pain, bone health, and even look years younger. But here's the catch. You have to know what you're looking for, or you might be doing your body more harm than good. So before you buy another tub off of Amazon or from your local store, go check out the top 5 collagen warnings that every American needs to see, and take advantage of this special offer. It's a real quick read that can help save your health and your wallet. Right now, get a special bundled deal at a fraction of retail costs plus free shipping. This offer is only available at getnativepath.com/brawl. That's getnativepath.com/brawl. We don't just live in a clown world, we live in an evil world. That shouldn't be anything new to people who profess to be Christian. We know this world is evil. We don't have to live in an evil world, though. We don't have to enable people who refuse the truth on a consistent basis. Jay and Dan here, one of these guys worked up on the Hill, allegedly. I believe him when he says it because the kind of people that work on the Hill, the Democrats that do, are quite literally the kind of people that you think you can work with, but the moment you've shaken their hand, you get a deal done, they will stab you in the back with another new policy, and they'll change the entire narrative of the game. That is the kind of problems that we are dealing with, and Democrats love it. They love the strategy. They love the idea of people like Jay Jones. That's why they elected him yesterday. If you don't know who that is, that's the Democrat who won the Attorney General's office, who was revealed to have some grotesque personal messages about Republicans and what he wants to do with them, and in hopes that maybe that leaving this mortal coil is a good thing that might change policy. That's what we're dealing with here, and we're seeing this on this panel. This entire panel, there were 3 main people who were talking. Dwayne, who is a Republican, Dan, who is a Democrat, and Jay. At least I think it was Jay. Might be getting the name wrong on that one. But the middle dude, Jay, the man that worked up on the Hill, he's someone you can work with initially. Well, I've already covered that one. But Dan, on the other hand, is willfully ignorant. This dude's mental capacity is already maxed out. Okay? He cannot think any further than what he already knows to be true. Because if he does, he's going to go down on a path that is less than desirable for him. Because he will likely become a Republican if he thinks one step further. There's quite literally sort of this mound, a berm, if you will, an earthwork, just basically this little hill. And a whole lot of Democrats will come up to this little hill, and they'll sit in its shade, and they'll never go over it. They'll stay there. They'll make their entire lives around this little hill, and they won't go over it. If they go over it, the grass isn't just greener, the world will start making sense, the pastures are better, the food's better, the climate's better, but they don't want to go over this hill. This is quite literally Plato's allegory of the cave. They don't want to leave it because it's not only is it all they know if someone leaves the cave, they might wind up doing better, and they can't have that. Not in their perfect little world. Dan is out here denying reality, where illegal immigrants are, yes, using government funds and government healthcare abilities and access. Quite literally, that's how Medicaid works. It is a subsidy for the emergency room. And we don't reform it because it's free money, and Democrats won't reform it because the people in the healthcare industry tend to vote Democrat at a very disturbing rate. Folks, the reality is, what you just saw on this panel, Harris Faulkner can give them all the truth in the world. She can give them facts, statistics, personal evidence, anecdotal stories, I believe is what she phrased. It doesn't matter to these people. You cannot reason with this. You cannot work against it. And then when you are faced with people who actually work in these spaces, like I believe, again, I hope I'm getting his name right, but the young black dude who was clearly a Democrat voter, if you go back and look at this video, that man is the kind of person who will shake your hand and work with you on policy and then immediately change the policy at the last given opportunity. Those are the kind of people you work with on the Hill. That's on the Democrat side. Republican side needs to learn. And we haven't. We haven't. We have got to learn what we're dealing with. Well, anyways, that's all I got for you on this one. My name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here on Politburo. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment if you think I'm off base or if I'm 100% right. That's what the comment section is for. And if you want to be Politbrawlers, consider becoming a member to the channel. I might be the flashy center fielder talking nonsense all day, but the reality is I've got a great team of starting pitchers who put in the innings and put in the work, and that goes a long way into making sure that this channel stays afloat, and we keep on giving you a good slice of the news that most people aren't getting in their own feeds. You're going to get specialized content, but I think I've said too much. Until next time, y'all have a good one.